Here's how you can replace text automatically and possibly prevent certain text from showing up in your slides over and over again. So we've created an automation. I'm going to show you this script line by line, but first let me show you how it works. We're going to go to Automations menu, which is something we've created, and I'll show you how that works as well. Click Replace Text. We're going to replace the word title with the word something. Click OK. And every page now has that change. Let me show you how this works and how you can get it. Click on Extensions, App Script. Now I'm going to walk through this automation, but you can get this at bettersheets.co/slides. This, along with a bunch of other awesome slide automations, are available totally for free. Get the slide, get the automations, copy and paste this directly into your slides. Let me walk through this. The first function we have is an on-open function. This merely creates a menu that allows the user to see the word replace text. When they click on that, they're going to run the function replace text. Let's see that function. Here's the function replace text. We're going to get the UI here. The UI just allows us to create a prompt, and we're going to create two prompts. One, which is find and gets the word that we're going to search for, and the second prompt asks what are you going to replace it with, and we're going to use the variable replace with. Now, the action that it does is this text range dot replace all text, search for this text, replace it with this. But how do you get this text range? We're going to go to every single slide, which we're going to get through slides app.get active presentation.get slides. And then for each one, we're going to go to that particular slide, get every single shape, which is all of the text boxes, and we're going to get the text of every single text box, well, actually of every single shape. And for each one of those, if there is a text range, meaning we get the text, we're going to do this replacement. Now, why did I say you could prevent certain text? Because we're going to edit this script right now so that we can run it as a trigger. So automations need two things. One, they need a function, which is this, to run, and a trigger to trigger. But when that trigger triggers, when it happens, we're not going to be there to prompt it. So we're going to have to create another function in order to basically have the words that we want to replace. So first off, I'm going to add an item just so that we have access to it in this menu. The first part of this add item is going to be what the user sees. So we're going to replace title with something. That's literally the words we're going to do. And we're going to call this function replace title something. Actually, we'll call it with something. Now, this merely adds the item to our menu. So back on our slide, this automations menu is going to have that second item. We need to save it and reopen the slide for it to happen, but I want to actually get this working first. So we're going to copy this replace text function, bring it up here. We're going to call it replace title with something. We do not need the UI. We do not need, actually we do need the search for, so we're just going to replace this with title, just text in a quote, and replace with, we're also going to replace with something, the word something. Now everything else is going to work exactly the same. We just said, hey, instead of asking for the word search for, here it is. Instead of asking what are we going to replace with, here it is. So this is a much simpler version of this. We're going to hit Command S or Control S or this Save Project to Drive button up here. Once this orange dot goes away, we know it is saved. We can close this, and what we're going to do is refresh the slide. We can close it, reopen it. I'm going to also take this and rename it title. Rename it title. And in our automations menu up here next to help, we now have replaced title with something. If I click this, what happens? Well, it's going to replace every word title with something. How do we actually prevent certain text? What we can do is run this function, the exact same thing as clicking on it, but let Google Slide and Google servers run it automatically all the time. So let's go to Extensions App Script and do that. We're going to create a trigger. We already have our function created, replace title with something. Over on the left side, we need to go to our triggers menu. Here on the bottom right, we're going to click Add Trigger. Choose which function to run. That'll be replace title with something. and select event source. We're going to do time driven, select every minute, click save, and now we have our trigger, which is going to trigger the function we've created. And this will happen automatically. If we want to ever delete this, let me show you how to get there. We go to extensions, app script, go on the left side, triggers. Here on the right side next to this trigger, there is 3 dots. Click on that and click delete trigger. That allows you to delete the trigger. If you have any errors, however, and you want to fix those, you don't have to delete the trigger to fix the errors. We can just go over to our editor and fix anything. We have, if you want to see past errors, you can go to executions on the left. All of this is covered in Master Spreadsheet Automation course. It's on Udemy, or Spreadsheet Automation 101, which is on bettersheets.co. Go take those courses. It's a really awesome, deep course that goes deep into all kinds of app script on Sheets, but it's going to help you here with slides, because Sheets you can do way more, and on slides you can only do a few different triggers. Get this exact automation over at bettersheets.co/slides, totally free. Just download it, $0. Enjoy and subscribe here on YouTube.